Welcome back to another Shadowverse video. Today we're actually recording right after the previous video because I have some time on my hands. We'll spread it out, do a lot of recording when I have time. Don't have time, be able to have some sort of backlog. And as promised, we'll go ahead look at this Haven list. So this is the Aegis Haven list that I have. It's similar to the previous list. The only thing that I might change, I do think the third Tribunal over the Iron Maiden now, without Spawn in the metagame, I was able to fit in a third Ancient Lion Spirit. I think I did that over a Grimnir. Forget what I really took out of this deck, but looking at the list, pretty standard I would say. A lot of removal control-y cards. March Hares, decent in this type of deck. Themis, Curate. Maybe I should run another Curate. It seems pretty good in the metagame. Aegis, I only have 2. I feel like 2 is enough. A lot of the time, you do draw it. Otherwise, there's enough, control options. Have a Temple of Inquisition in the deck now, which I've been really liking. A 4th draw spell kind of, because the other ones are kind of replacement spells. Hollow Dogma, Judge of Retribution, Radiance Angel, I think. But the 3 Sacred Pleas and Temple is very powerful. If you have a Temple on the board, 3 countdown, dropping a Themis at any time, it's going to be able to probably proc the Temple on your next turn, which is pretty good. Looking at some of the meta analytics, Aegis Haven and Haven in general, been doing Haven in general has been doing pretty good. Some of that Storm Haven, getting that neutral Haven. Aegis Haven not been doing too well, but I still think it's a very powerful deck. It fits my playstyle of kind of being control-y. It's a little less powerful. Having internet problems again. A little bit less powerful overall in terms of individual card quality against the control blood, but Aegis is the win condition. He even just has Themis, which is one of the more powerful board clears, and tries to stall the opponent out. They have a lot more heals, and a lot of the followers are a lot of things are more consistently good. A decent early game. It's just a different way of playing a control deck. And here we are getting into the game. Hopefully we will get some interesting games, not just getting stomped over by aggro against another Haven. So basically whoever goes first wins, right? We did go first. We will try to win. Neutral Haven / I like to call it Lion Haven is particularly powerful deck. So I could mulligan the Heavenly Hound. I feel like if it's neutral Haven, we have a decent matchup as long as we keep, as long as we, stymie their early game aggression. So that's why I want to keep the Heavenly Hound. We will see though. Ooh, it's a Sacred Plea. I think the neutral Haven list that I was seeing, well, I'll play the Snow White. Could get Black and Scriptured, but I think I'm fine with that. But the neutral Haven list I've been seeing do not run Sacred Plea. My list still runs Sacred Plea whenever I play it, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Heavenly Hound. It's just a presence on the board. Ooh, Lana's. I think it's definitely a good thing that we did play the Heavenly Hound. We just want to get pressure onto the board. Our opponent has... This is going to be a difficult matchup, I think. There's the Unica, just fine. Rapid Healer, also fine. Unfortunately, we can't go Black Inscription into Tribunal. We can't double spell with Tribunal, which is the unfortunate part. I think I will go Tea Time here. It does not curve nicely into the Themis, but I just really want to have something left over after Themis. And I'm expecting my opponent to go ahead and kill the Tin Soldier. So, you know, if our opponent plays 2 followers here, we're going to be able to get rid of some of the cards in their hands. I don't think our opponent's going to play, maybe they will, yeah, that's what I'm expecting, just a Radiance Angel. Just fine, I suppose. It's going to take out the Tin Soldier. Iron Maiden. I do like that better than anything else. Just dropping the Iron Maiden down. Honestly, the card in this matchup isn't very good. White Tiger. I think that's what I had White Tigers in my list before as a tech against spawn. I think this is fine. We'll just get some value from Iron Maiden. We don't want to clog up our board too much. And I was able to replace those with some of the cards I mentioned, like the Temple of Inquisition and some other stuff. So Healing Angel is fine. Our opponent's own Iron Maiden, which is interesting. I think this is, you know, one of the tougher matchups for us.
The winter comes.
The winter comes. Could also use a Black Inscripture here.
The winter comes.
So we'll go like this. Kind of have to hope. I mean, I'm assuming our opponent's not going to let us, you know, survive with all these followers on the board. And I don't think they're going to have anything to proc the Beast Call. So this seems fine. As long as one of our Snow Whites or as long as something dies, we'll be able to go Aegis. Or was it a Themis? Looking at it, Themis is not the worst situation for us. We're gonna just go ahead and slam the Aegis down. Put our opponent. We don't need to evolve here, so, but it does technically put our opponent, I would say maybe a 3-turn clock, since, you know, Aegis attacks. Our opponent also has an Aegis. Well, that's interesting. Well, this could be a little problem. I certainly was not expecting our opponent also to have an Aegis. Opponent does draw a lot. I would say that we're in a pretty bad position here. Just because our opponent probably has better healing than us. This is going to allow us to play the Heavenly Hound though, which could be our saving grace. Basically, if our opponent heals for more than... If our opponent heals, they're going to grow the Aegis, which is really bad news. Themis is interesting. Hopefully they don't heal for more than 2. Ooh, double monastic would be pretty sick. And it is the double monastic, which is exactly what we didn't want to see. This 12 is exactly enough. Unfortunately. We're just gonna go ahead and concede. But let's say if it was only the single monastic, not only would we kill with the Heavenly Aegis, but 11 to our face would put us to 7. We'd be able to heal up with the curate to 12, and assuming our opponent didn't have one last burst damage, it would have taken him out. So that was an interesting Alana's deck that also plays Aegis, which is, in my opinion, kind of weird. It is what ended up saving our opponent, the Aegis. I feel like there was really no way to play into a winning strategy. That game is just a bad matchup. Just because Aegis really wants to be able to evolve and just two-turn kill the opponent. And we weren't really able to execute that strategy that game because of all the healing. And our opponent also had the other Aegis, even though we had the curate just out of range from us. And we're against another Haven Draft player. Going second. We will see if they are true to the word and playing Garuda. Snow White on turn 3 I don't really like. I like the Black Inscripture a lot better. Snow White after the nerf, I feel like it's still a decent card to play. It's definitely not aggressive, and this deck doesn't really play that aggressive. So even though it feels bad to just trade it into a 2/2, I mean a lot of time it's it's good enough. Wise Merman. So I don't think the play is to Black Inscripture, but I think it's going to be more of an aggressive type of deck. So killing our opponent's cards is going to be good. Getting a value here and there. That's going to be good. I was going to play the Beast Call Arya anyways, because I really want to Black Inscripture the ultimate carrot. This is a little bad, I mean, I kind of expected this, and he does decide to go face, so. Man, options on every turn, there's just so many options every turn. So he just could just go Tribunal. I think that's probably the worst line. We are gonna go ahead and expend this. Go like this. I suppose I could have Hollow Dogma first to draw the card, but I mean, there's no way we were gonna play that anyways. I don't think there was a card we really wanted to play. So I think we are in a decent spot. I mean, our opponent just plays Tea Time and we're probably in a bad spot. Lyrial, equally, not a very good spot, I would say. With an Eagle Man. Yeah, I guess we're not in the worst position here. We can't just go ahead and drop this Tea Time. Ping off the ultimate carrot. The Crimson Sorcery. And slam this for a big 5 damage. So our opponent has 4 cards left in the hands. Depending on what they have, he will. Looks like they're just conceding, and they just concede. I think we had a pretty good curve. Like our cards lined up pretty well to deal with that. We were in a really good position. If our opponent played Ultimate Carrot plus something else, Judge of Retribution, would be able to get rid of the ultimate carrot for free, draws a card, and then evolve to take out to something else, hopefully. So we were in a pretty decent spot there. I don't think there was a lot our opponent could have done. If our opponent, on the other hand, had like a tea time into Garuda on the 5 and 6, that would have been a little problematic. Eagle Man is interesting. It's kind of developed to the metagame where they do play Eagle Man. My neutral Haven list doesn't really play Eagle Man. I think those lists focus more on, like, it's a payoff similar to Lion. Those decks seem to play less focus on the Lion aspect with the amulets. They don't play a lot of the amulets, but my list focuses kind of on a neutral deck that happens to have Haven cards and Lion as a payoff. Against Dragon, I really don't know how to play against Dragon. I have played against it, it's just like, I don't really like, kind of Tribunal is a good card, but I guess Temple's, probably a decent card. Could have kept the Hollow Dogma there, but I just kind of want to draw, good cards. Right, like, I just want, lower cost cards. I want a 2s and 3s that I can use to fill up the curve. I'm gonna go with Beast Call first here. Temple of the Inquisition is kind of just there. And there's the Dragon Summoner. This is not a very good matchup for the deck. I don't really know if there are very many very good matchups for Aegis Haven. Maybe like it's gonna get probably Blood Control, honestly. I am just gonna go ahead and play the Priest. If he wants to trade in and ramp, that's fine. Since we did play first, gonna have a nice play there. He doesn't want to. Must mean he's, he doesn't want to because of that. That's a little problematic.
No one escapes the wheel of destiny.
So we could draw a bunch of cards. This is the matchup that I don't like, because Erd means Storm or Ramp Dragon, which means Fort and a lot of Storm cards, which this deck's not very good at dealing with without a lot of wards. There's a decent amount of healing, but... So if I go Ancient Lion Spirit, I think I like this play. It does obviously ramp our opponent one more. They don't get to Ouroboros, which I like. We're gonna draw 3 cards, which I like. Those are not very good cards, but our opponent's Breath of Salamander is not going to be doing that much. Dragon Warrior, on the other hand, does a decent amount here. So he's going to be able to knock us down. That's a little unfortunate. He is kind of running low on cards in hand. He has 5 cards in hand. There's no really easy way for me to get rid of this, and I don't think I'm winning without an Aegis here, so might as well go ahead and do that. There's the Aegis. So I guess we're kind of hoping our opponent plays like an Ouroboros, goes face. Fort is, looking at my hand, pretty annoying. Maybe not though. Is that the tea time? We'll see what our opponent plays though. These ramp decks are kind of, high rolly sort of. I mean, they have a lot of consistent elements in them. With Dragoon Scyther. That's a little annoying. And he decides to go face. So he knows I'll probably trade it anyways. That's a little unfortunate. I think I'll go March Hairs here. We'll end up using our Evolve, which against Dragon is like kind of bad. They do have a couple healing. The preferred line I would like to do is... My preferred line would have been to evolve Aegis to try and get, you know, a two-turn kill. Here, what do we want to do? I can draw cards. I guess I'll draw cards. It's gonna overdraw us, but we have a lot of tools in our hand. So the preferred line would be to slam Aegis on 9, evolve, and try to get a 2-turn kill, 2-10 attacks. But our opponent has cards like, as you see, Draconic Fervor, which are just gonna be in the way, Sybil in the way of the 2-turn kill. So 8 I don't think is that bad. Our opponent can choose to evolve here, can choose not to evolve. The other play I had would have been to Holodogma with a Sacred Plea, but if I didn't draw a Tribunal, which I haven't, I would have to use Acolyte's Light instead of Themis. So Judge of Retribution there would have been good. So we can trade in. Our hand is kind of weird. Bunch of removal that's not very good. I don't mind using this, even though I would love to save it for an Ouroboros. I'm going to slam down these things. Get a, you know, a little bit of a board presence. I don't think we're in a very good shape here. Fourth is a little annoying.
Hear the dragon's roar. No!
So I can get like sort of a defense off here. Fine. I'll do that. I always mess up. I always think that everything's just gonna kill Snow White and I'll be able to get a... Yeah, there's really not too good of a trade here. And Themis, Hound. I think we just hope our opponent does not have a Bahamut, which I don't know really if they play that much Bahamuts. Got a little bit of board pressure here. Makes me think we're not dead, but we could still be dead. Salamander is fine. It lets us keep our ward. Dragon Warrior. It's the Tribunal. Fortunately, I really would like to resolve a Curate before I go for Aegis. Fine. The most conservative route I can take is to slam down the Tribunal. A riskier route could have been... Problem is that Curate costs 7, Iron Maiden costs 4. There's no way to cast both of them. This is fine for us, I think. Drawing the blackened scriptures definitely helps. I mean, I don't know what our opponent could have. Hopefully they just go Bahamut. I didn't want to see that. Or that. This is why this is a very difficult matchup. It's hard to get a point where you have board control. I guess that's fine.
Crystals of snow. Shadowing your life.
We're actually like running low on cards in the deck as well.
Crystals of snow. Shadowing.
I mean, I guess we get to keep a board position here, but our opponent just has much more powerful cards in the deck. Being at 3 life, there's a lot of things, a lot of combinations. I guess connection unstable is not good, but it gives me a little time. I guess like, what could our opponent really have to remove, kill us on this turn? Who knows? There we go, connection back. Yeah, what could our opponent really have? Fort is, the Storm Piece. Oh, I guess Dragoon Scyther into Fort. So, because Breath of Salamander doesn't kill. So 2 card combos, Dragoon Scyther into Fort. So he goes for that, which I don't really enjoy my opponent going for that. I guess he's gone through 2 Genesis Dragons. I don't really have another play. Go for this, and you gotta pray. Our opponent has 1 more Genesis Dragon, 1 more Fort left. There's a high chance he could have 1 of them left and just slams it down. Dragoon Scyther, interestingly, doesn't kill. There's the Fort, and Fort for us. I think this is actually the 3rd game. The first game we got wrecked by the Alana's deck. Second game we beat the neutral deck. And now we have lost to the Dragon deck. And I'm a little sad. And I will see everybody next time. I hope you have all enjoyed. We're playing more and more, trying to upload on the days where I have lots of time. Might be recording a bunch of videos today, who knows, we will see. Have an interesting deck in the wings. Haven't really tested it too much. It looks, pretty cool on paper. We'll probably play it maybe directly after this, maybe not. We will see. But as always, please rate, comment, subscribe, and see you later.